like broken in half or something. And I was like, one, it's wasteful, and two, bro, I feel like you honestly need to go to therapy or something. Like, if you, like, just breaking things, especially, like, things that you really like, is not a good, like, extension of your behavior, you know?
Okay, but if you're playing a game and you keep dying and you're really angry...
Well, yeah, but, like, it's important to not funnel that sort of catharsis into destruction.
Well, I mean, some people punch things. Some people
Yeah,
cry, some
it's
people
just,
punch things.
It's just like a...
I've only done that once in my life.
It's one of those feeding the bad wolf kind
By
of
the
deals.
way, we're live now.
Yeah, so hey, welcome everyone. I was having a little philosophical moment about, hey, don't break your controllers and stuff when you're mad, you know? You can take a deep breath and stuff. It's just don't try to avoid like acting on like destructive impulses, because it actually does, although it works as sort of a short-term catharsis, it long-term you just end up like binding your sort of negative emotions with negative actions, and you just get into the cycle of just being the bad kind of angry. Don't get that way. As you train every time you do it, you're training yourself to act that way in that situation. You find more positive ways of dealing with your anger, then at least you're doing something like neutral. You know, like angrily making a cake.
Okay.
You ever angrily made a cake?
No.
Never made that anger cake?
I've never made any cake.
Not a single cake?
Not a single cake.
Not a
Not a one.
Have you ever baked anything?
No, I have not.
Really?
Unless you count the
mean, like,
time
with
when
someone.
I helped my sister make brownies.
I'm including like with someone, because like
Okay,
that's like
well then,
most
yeah,
of my
I
baking
have done
experience.
it like with someone.
Where it's like, hey, I'm gonna
Baking,
put some...
that is.
Hold on, am I plugged into the...
I don't know. Are you? Can you hear the music?
Yeah, I was from here with these headphones. I couldn't tell if it was coming from the TV or this way. You just had to take it off like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Man, I can't tell you how many times in high school I was like watching a video and the person next to me was like, your headphones aren't in. And I was like, fuck.
What a faux pas. So welcome everyone
failed.
to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. This is the
28.
Captain LJ Burdod channel, and we are the Peopleorians.
Peopleorians.
I'm Taylor.
I'm Lou Jack.
This is Lou Jack, my
This is
bestest
Taylor,
buddy.
my best buddy.
Yeah,
In
and
the whole wide world. We've been
let's
playing
see,
a lot
where
of
did
Lego
we-
Batman together.
When we left off, we uncovered a key bit of evidence from Miss Oldbig, the guard.
Oldbig.
She had a copy of one of the darnding photo, some darnding evidence.
Some darting evidence.
And so for those who are still trying to catch up or just like vaguely remember what happened last time, basically the guy who played Evil Magistrate, the victim who is dead, Jack Hammer, first name Jack, last name Hammer.
Last name Hammer, first name Jack.
So he apparently there was a workplace accident about 5 years ago, and the studio tried to keep it quiet. Basically, it was an accident. It wasn't like he just like straight up killed someone, but they didn't want it like ruining the reputation of the production and all the people there. So they kept it all quiet and stuff. But there was a picture, like I guess a single picture taken, and
It was the photograph. It did not make us laugh.
Yeah,
It actually made us really sad.
take a look at this photo.
Take a look at this photograph. How sad is that dead man on the spike?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. Thank you for ruining my day now.
So, and Dee Vasquez like just slid into the studio's DMs like
All slithery mafia-like.
well, she came up and she's like, hey, I can make all of this like go away, and basically she simultaneously became like the producer and like sort of basically like just cleaned it up, just got some, I guess, some fixers or something, and just made the paparazzo retract their statement or disappear.
Vasquez just slithers on in like, hey, what's up? I'm a slithery French
they
snake.
kept-
You will make all your problems go away.
However, they still kept the evidence in their back pocket to use as leverage on Mr. Hammer, which is kind of odd. I'm like, yeah, it's just like a mistake though. But like, I guess they were just using that as sort of leverage so they could just tell them to do anything they want. So it comes down to, well, now we know what was going on in the background. We know that the producer had a lot more leverage than we thought over Mr. Hammer, and we know why the fence post thing was bent. Apparently this isn't the first impaling that we've had on the studio.
Apparently, and Oldback's just on the screen staring into our souls.
Eldbag's listening to our story. It's quite important.
Can you stop looking at me like that, please?
Stop looking at me with them big old eyes.
Stop
and then
judging me!
And then we'd have if we had an editor, we'd have them shrink her like entire face. She just a tiny face meme.
So that her eyes are bigger than the
Yeah,
face.
but not just like her eyes, just like her whole face. So it's just like an expanse of like skin color, and then just like that tiny little face in the middle.
It's like that. It reminds me of like that episode of Cyanide and Happiness. It was like the saddest episode ever. It was like, if your head is bigger than your face, you have cancer. And they like did the test, but the dude has like a freakishly small face, and his hand is actually bigger. And he's like, I guess I'll die now.
I thought you said if your head is bigger than your face, and I was like, well then everyone has cancer. You can't put a face on a head.
If your head is bigger than your face,
if your face can fit on your head, you're good. You got it. You'll be fine.
To anyone out there who's battling cancer, I am deeply sorry for what you're going through, and I hope
And it
you
has
can
nothing to do with
provide a few
your
laughs.
hand. You know, I heard that hand thing back when I was in like elementary school, and I thought it was like really, really real for some reason.
I did too.
Because like when you're a kid, you're like, ah, yes, that makes perfect sense. I'm imagining someone who has cancer, and they're like, ah, my hands are so large. And no, that's not how it works. Otherwise, I don't know, basketball players would have a lot of cancer or something.
Yeah.
They usually got these giant.
Kingpin would have like stage 4 cancer.
Who?
Kingpin would have like stage 4 cancer.
Yeah.
He has massive hands.
He's got massive hands.
Like just huge. I never noticed it before until I played that like mobile game with the combat medic character and those dudes. What was it? I can't remember what it was called, but like they do these little cutscenes where it's like, you know, they show up on the screen and there's the dialogue boxes, and Kingpin will be there. What's that?
And narrows it down.
Yeah. I can't remember what the game was called. Mobile Fighting Force or something like that. I played it for a while. But basically, it was the first time I noticed how like weirdly large Kingpin's hands are, like even for his size.
Yeah, it's one of those like proportion things where it's like, I'm gonna make a big guy and he has to have like these mega hands.
It's like that dude from Gerald's game. What's that condition called? The Moonlight Man.
Oh yeah, no. He's got he's got acromegaly.
What's that?
Acromegaly, and I think they're. Although I think his hands, I think it's a combination of acromegaly gives you that basically you have very strong looking features like
you have like
brow.
a really big head and really big hands.
No, he's got like a thick brow, big cheeks, big jaw. But I think his hands and stuff are from gigantism, which is often associated with acromegaly because.
Are you talking about the Moonlight Man?
Yeah. Because.
Well, I was watching the Foundflix thing on it, and he was like, he was saying that like it's both.
It's both, yeah, and it's because they, I think they have to do with the same hormones. Where
shout out to Foundflix.
Yeah, for instance,
like actual shout out, not like a jokey
I believe,
shout-out.
I think it was Andre the Giant. I don't know if he had like straight up gigantism, but he did have acromegaly, which is why he had such like an Easter Island looking like head, because he's got a sturdy looking head.
Big dude in Princess Bride.
Yeah.
He was my favorite character.
That's the thing. Acromegaly just gives you a sturdy head.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father.
That's at least I hope I'm remembering that right, because otherwise I'm just gonna be like, hey, you kept using the wrong name. You kept saying that it said that this condition was discovered by Giuseppe for some reason. You know, Giuseppe, he discovered
Giuseppe the
acromegaly in the 1900s.
Giuseppe the woodcarver.
You know, he made Pinocchio.
If you haven't watched our earlier streams, we were talking
He's
about
the guy who
fables.
made Pinocchio.
Yeah, Taylor referred to Geppetto as Giuseppe.
Giuseppe.
He kept calling him Giuseppe, like, dude, who's Giuseppe?
So I keep on seeing this name, Giuseppe, and I'm like, who is this guy? He's a ghost. He doesn't exist.
Giuseppe! It sounds like a Mario catchphrase.
Oh,
Giuseppe.
yeah. I remember seeing various, like, memes where, like, there's just, like, an extra Mario brother who actually does plumbing, and his name's Giuseppe. Like, saving the kingdom again? That's nice.
They did fix the pipe once in 3D Mario, or Mario 3D World.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, yeah.
So, like, they have done it.
I gotta say, Ratchet and Clank do more ratcheting than Mario does plumbing.
Oh yeah, the wrench is like a big part of the gameplay.
Yeah, you
You actually use it to like.
Although
screw
what's
in
funny
things
is that
and
they do a lot of.
and it gets like super big.
They
when
do
you
cranking, but they don't actually do ratcheting. Because if you had a ratchet, it would adjust where you click it back.
Well, that's the weird thing about Ratchet is that he doesn't actually have a ratchet. He has
It's
a
a
wrench.
regular wrench, yeah.
It's just a wrench. So why is it called a ratchet?
Imagine solving puzzles, but just with that tiny cosmetic difference where instead of running around a big pillar thing, you just like push it forward, pull it back, push it forward, pull it back.
Dude, I would love that.
Kinda, yeah.
We did all the
Yeah, we did all
talking
the
to her.
things here.
What's that?
I was just saying what you were saying.
Oh.
We are so in sync.
Quack. Oh, I was just thinking that. I
Make
was
sure
just about to say
if
that.
I get like kind of loud, remind me to be less loud because I my throat was a little dry this morning and I don't want to mess myself up.
Probably not a good idea.
I'm gonna put this drink in the fridge.
You know what I think is weird. A weird thing that we do. Like the whole when people put their last name first. It's always confused me as to why people do that.
Well, isn't that like a cultural thing, like in several like cultures?
Yeah, but like we do that too. Like.
Oh, well, like when you're listing on when you got on a list and they put the last
yeah,
name
they
first.
put your last name first, or like in Days Gone, for instance, where they were like, state your name, last name first. And I'm like, but why though? They were created in the order to be in that order. Why you?
You know,
fuck with the status quo?
it makes a lot of sense once you're indexing things because if you have like 5 people with, or if, it's unlikely, but if you have like 2 or 3 people with the same last name and they may or may not be related, they'll be next to each other on the list.
Huh.
Yeah, it puts the. It's basically like if you were indexing people by their last names first.
I guess
In
that
the same
makes
way,
sense.
like this is super weird. So it's now that it's 2020. Apparently, a lot of computers are having an issue with the date and time, because the issue that we had back in the 1999 to 2000 era was just like a stopgap effort that was going to last for about 20 years.
Huh.
And it's the dumbest thing about it is that we could have fixed it at the turn of the century by just adopting the European way of doing dates, which is year, month, day, which is way easier to index.
Huh.
Like, have you ever tried I mean, I don't know you as much of a spreadsheet man, but
I'm not.
if you ever tried indexing something, like making something list by alphanumerically, you know, and you're using the European style dates of like year, month, day, it's just so much more intuitive because it's big chunky year, middle-sized month, tiny-sized day. And so if something happens like a day after something else, it's going to be next to each other on the list, and it'll be easy to recognize on the... Okay. Because otherwise, like you teach a computer to recognize 1 through 9 or whatever,
Right.
or is it sorry like 0 through 9, and it calculates it. But like if you're gonna put it out of order, like in the American a system where it's month, day, year, then you have to make a whole script just to translate your weird way of writing down the date. And I'm like, why?
Oh my god, that's so interesting.
We never needed to do it. It's like the metric system. It's like, it's so unintuitive. Everything's made of tens.
So you want the year to be first?
Yeah.
Huh.
Year, month, day. It's surprising. I mean, you can still abbreviate the year, and that won't be a problem for like a century. But at least it won't be a problem for a century instead of just putting it back by like another like decade or two.
Yeah, and we'll be long dead by then, so whatever, right?
It's a lot, man. It's kind of amazing that like it was sort of a coincidence that like the technology of computers and the internet was also developing around the time that it went from 1999 to 2000s.
Man, we're in the friggin' 20s again. How weird is that?
Welcome to the roaring 20s.
In the roaring 20s.
It's time to, I don't know, make some moonshine?
Let's get to that moonshine.
I don't know a lot about the 1920s.
Dude,
let me just hop on the Albany Roosevelt. It has a horn that goes...
Just don't turn down Albuquerque. Everyone always gets lost in Albuquerque.
Bro, is there just like one nameless cartoon character that's been misleading people going through Albuquerque? They're just giving them the wrong directions?
It was actually Adam West.
Hello, it's me.
It's
TV's
me.
Adam
TV's
West.
Adam West. You're gonna want to make a left turn down Albuquerque.
Why would
just do it? Trust me.
I thought I
Why
could
would
trust
lie to
you, Adam.
You're a line.
So this is a weird quirk I noticed in Lego Batman 3. You can punch all of the quest givers. Like
wait, Lego Batman 2?
Lego Batman 3.
Okay.
You can punch all of the quest givers. It's just a thing. They respawn almost immediately. But
they're quest givers?
Yeah, anyone who's giving a quest, they're in the free play mode as well as the Watchtower and the other places. Except for Conan O'Brien. The little Lego Conan O'Brien, and I was like, was this an oversight, or did he have this like in his contract? It's like, yes, I would like to be in a Lego game, but no one's allowed to punch me. It's like, bro, I can punch the Daffy Duck, I can punch Adam West, I can punch just anyone who's giving a quest, but not Conan O'Brien, which is weird because it's like, I wanted to punch Conan O'Brien. Let's see what would happen. So. Detective Gumshoe must have left by now.
Yeah? He's probably thinking about what to do in tomorrow's trial.
I bet Edgeworth is pretty angry with him.
I bet Edgeworth is losing his edge. You already made that joke. Or you made
Something
a joke.
to take the edge.
Yeah, you made a joke like that.
I saw this. This is the old days of memes. There's a picture and it's someone holding the handle of a hedge trimmer like a cigar, and it just says something to take the hedge off.
Funny.
It's something about those. There's like occasionally like a classic meme where it just works. They've seen wisdom at last. They know if they fixed it, I'd just kick it off again.
That poor system. They just gave up. So what now? I guess let's go back in the dressing room, see if anything's in there.
The assistant... Sorry, I was thinking about steak. The assistant must have gone off somewhere. That stuff about Mr. Hammer must have come as a shock to her.
I guess... What else do we do?
Alright, so... I know.
What?
Wait, did we go in... I'm drawing a blank here, but did we go to Studio... 2... Yeah, did we go to Studio 2 and be like, confront what's-her-name?
Yeah, we should do that.
Because that's what I would do. Because it's... Hold on, what?
What?
Oh, okay, we have to go on this road and then we can go to Studio 2.
Well, yeah. Did you forget to play a game?
No, as in I forgot that it's like a path, so you have to go to this place before you get to Studio 2. You can't just like fast travel there.
Yeah. Hey, us guys, check this out.
Take that!
She's not even looking.
Look at it.
What?
Look at it. Look at it.
Look at it. Look at it.
You're just...
Maybe you're ugly. You gotta be kidding me. SpongeBob. Hey, between the two of us, which one of us is SpongeBob and which one is Patrick?
That is a good question. I think everybody is a little bit SpongeBob and a little bit Patrick.
Okay, but what about Booster Gold and Blue Beetle?
That is an excellent question, and I don't know. I feel like no, clearly you're Blue Beetle and I'm Skeets. And there's Booster Gold is lost somewhere. I'm this floating robot thing.
Skeets, we gotta go find Booster.
I inexplicably have the voice of Fry from Futurama. Do you remember that?
No.
In Justice League Unlimited, Booster Gold's Skeets was voiced by the guy who does the voice for Fry on Futurama.
I did not realize
and
that.
I felt like it was a pretty good choice for
Skeets.
Skeets.
That is amazing.
Because he had a combination of... It was like he was a robot, but like he didn't seem to be aware of many things. So it was just like kind of that good note to hit.
Yeah, I like Skeets. Where? What? Where did you get that? Old bag.
Old.
Old?
She means the security lady. Miss Oldbag, Nick.
Right. Anyway. Ms. Vasquez? You hid this incident from the press, didn't you? And you used it to control Mr. Hammer.
The wind.
What was that? The wind.
I don't speak wind. It's the wind whispering through the trees. What is it saying? I don't know. I don't speak wind.
Wait, what was that from?
One of the Ice Age movies. I actually really like that gag.
I feel like
They're all, and also the gag. And then it ate me. Did you die? Yes. But I lived.
That was in the third one, wasn't it?
I think it was the third. Dude, I swear there's at least two more Ice Age movies than I actually remember.
Yeah, I remember the first one and the second one, mostly.
I like how
and the third one. Well, no, I remember the second one and the third one, mostly. I don't really remember the first one that well.
I remember the weird thing being that, like, the first one was, like, silly, but had a grounding in that, like, it was, like, you had, like, early, like, cave peoples, but, like, the rest of them had, like, were just straight up, like, only weird, prehistoric animals. Like... I don't think humans showed up in the rest of the series.
I don't think they do either. Huh? It's gotten stronger, don't you think? The wind. Your conversation interests me.
Well, that's a start.
Let's talk about it more inside the trailer. Oh, she's gonna whack me. She's gonna whack the shit out of me.
Nick, you blinked really long, so I gotta tell you, she went inside the trailer.
Thanks, Maya. She just zooms in like a freaking Flash.
You know what? One of my like.
There aren't enough female speedsters in DC.
You got a point there.
And like the ones that
That's
exist
really...
are either no longer relevant or are bad.
Gotta say, there are more female magician superheroes than female speedsters, as far as I know.
I want some black female speedsters. That would be neat. End of the trailer. Humph, you came. Yeah, I did. I mean, what?
What?
Well,
I was still thinking about your pitch where I was like, yeah, there needs to be more lady speedsters.
Where was what?
Needs to be more lady speedsters.
Yeah.
As long as they get their own and as long as they get their own like title and not like a Flash-S or Flashette or something like an actual like.
I guess there's Avery, who's actually part of the Chinese Justice League of America. Did you know? Or Justice League of China.
Oh, Avery! No, that's okay. Unless it's a boy.
Did you know there was a Justice League of China?
Yes,
like,
but
there's
only
a whole
little
comic book. The new Superman.
Yeah, there's a Chinese Superman. Which,
Yeah.
like, you know what's funny when you think about it?
Avery, I don't think started out in China. I think she started out hanging out with the Flashes, and then she was like brought into the Justice League of
So
China.
here's I don't know much about Chinese Superman, but my question is, was he a Kryptonian and landed there, or did China clone Superman?
He's not a clone. It was actually someone he was just a normal kid. He was a bully. Actually.
He was just a poor boy, and nobody cared for him.
And someone came up to him and they were like, "Hey, you a big strong boy, you want to be a superhero?" And they gave him Superman powers. It's like,
oh,
yeah.
did he take the Krypton power pill thing?
I don't remember.
Because I was thinking about that, and I was like, I realized that if you look at the population of the Earth, it actually would feel kind of weird for a global level superhero like Superman to feel specifically American when that's not even the most populous country on the planet. You know,
yeah.
zone wise, you'd want to have you'd want to be either more general or just have more Supermen.
Yeah.
Plus, it does make me wonder,
Well,
can you imagine, how many times Superman ends his day thinking, man, I gotta learn more languages? Because, he shows up to save, an oil rig in, I don't know, Laos, and he's like, I don't speak Laos.
I don't know, man, but...
I don't know what language
Dude, I don't know,
actually.
but, the new Superman from China tried to arrest Deathstroke in the Deathstroke comic.
Well,
the Deathstroke was basically just like, nah, sit down, punk.
You know what's the cleverest thing that one of the cleverest villain ideas that I read or I saw in a video was someone didn't actually have the capital to get kryptonite bullets, but they did get some glowing paint and painted all their bullets to look like kryptonite bullets.
Yeah, that's what Deathstroke did.
Yeah, because at that speed. If you're a Superman and you just see something really bright green fly by you at
"Ah!"
bullet speed, you don't have the time to actually detect if it's actually kryptonite or not.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's brilliant.
Yeah, it was clever. Well done. What was that you were talking about?
It's one of those anime gambits where it's like, ha, I noticed that you dodged my attack when I went to hit you here.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Why is she so eager to talk? Ms. Vasquez, you were using that accident. You were blackmailing Mr. Hammer so you could control him, weren't you? That's why he was doing kid shows for petty change. So I'm a blackmailer now.
I ain't calling you a truther. Well, that's what it was, wasn't it? I mean, sure, it was an accident. If you use it to drag Mr. Hammer down from his rightful place as a star.
Oh? I haven't pulled anyone down from anywhere. Mr. Hammer's career went sour on it. What?
You okay there, bud?
No.
You could lose some steam there. Does anyone have any steam on them? No? Get this woman to the sauna.
I had too much Falala, it's messing with my speech pattern.
Go on.
Mr. Hammer's career went sour on its own accord. Of its own accord.
But you were the cause. You pressured him to think it was just an accident.
Excuse me. What is this all about? You keep saying accident. Accident. How are you so sure?
Nah, I don't like when she's facing us.
Oh my god, why does she look so weird? Must I spell everything out for you? Think. What would it be if it wasn't an accident?
A mistake? I have an extra stomach for mistakes. No.
Are you talking about the bacons that are weirdly steaky because of how hooked they are?
Did we have that? Wait, hold on. Did we record that conversation?
I think we recorded some
I
of
think
it.
we got the tail end of it. I was explaining earlier
about bacon,
that
weirdly thick
at
bacon.
some point, if bacon is too thick, it doesn't cook like bacon is supposed to. It becomes a 3D object and doesn't cook all the way through. And it becomes, as I would describe it, steaky. And it's just weird. It's there's a maximum thickness to bacon before it just feels it has different traits to it.
Right. No. No way! You mean Mr. Hammer did it on purpose? That is what I mean. Look, where's your proof? Can you prove it? Just think. Would he ever let me run his life for 5 years over a mere accident?
Maybe you convinced him that it was on purpose, or less than an accident.
Or maybe you convinced him it was his fault.
Yeah.
You know, all that smoking's eventually gonna get to you, and you're gonna be like in your 80s with an oxygen machine, constantly hacking up a lung, and you'll be like, why do I smoke so much? Man, I watched my grandpa live through that. It was not a fun thing to watch.
Yeah.
Well, that is why I do not smoke.
On that topic, y'all don't get into vaping because you think it's healthier than smoking. It's still gonna kill you. It's just marketed as if it's somehow better when it's just gonna be the next thing, the next generation's addiction.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a tax on your life forever.
Yeah. Not good.
So, that's
and that damn Swedish fella messed with my brain. And I ran him hard, believe you me.
But the security lady said it was an accident.
Oh? Well, she was a big fan of Mr. Of Hammer's, you see.
You can ad-lib if you want. Just don't. Yeah, it avoids flubbing.
She jumped on the reporter. She went over the river and through the woods to the reporter who brought that photo into the studio.
She did that Assassin's Creed tackle.
That is
where he got back to base.
Dude, I wish you could tackle people in Days Gone. Like, I wish there were bounty missions where you had to just.
Oh,
like,
you actually had to
on
bring someone in,
and you could just tackle them. Because like all the chase type bounties where you take him in alive are always on motorcycles, and as cool as that is, I would kind of just like there to be one bounty where he's like, okay, I have to chase this guy on foot.
Yeah, like you park out front and then you chase someone like through a house and through a barn and then there's a bunch of zombies and you fight off the zombies.
Yeah.
Like, and if they die to the zombies and you don't get the bounty.
Yeah.
Which I'm pretty sure that's at least one of the bounties. Have you got the bounty yet? You'd know if you did.
Oh yeah, I did.
There's one of the bounties. Is like find this guy and bring him back. And you go to the camp, and it's just like
it's
swarmed.
Just like overran with hordes of zombies.
And you're like, well,
he's dead. You can kill him. I actually saw a video where a dude like actually caught up with him and killed him. But like, I didn't do that. When I caught up to him, I was like, oh, he's wow.
Yeah.
He is very much not in one piece anymore.
I gotta say, I feel like every good game needs to have that intro, like the intro kind of like in Days Gone, where you get to see the threat from a bit of a distance. You get to see like the swarm of zombies
when you're
or
like
whatever.
looking at the swarm from afar.
Yeah, so you get an idea.
Terrifying.
But you get an idea of it being dangerous, but that it's also like just close enough to where it's like, oh, I probably have to go down there in a few minutes, so I'm just mentally preparing.
Yeah. There was also the one with the zombie wolves, the runners. Yeah, that bounty.
Yeah.
That was interesting. Man, I lost my Ripper Blade. My Ripper Blade break, and I haven't been able to find a stupid stool leg to make a new one.
Man, that sounds like... I was gonna say that sounds like what you'd write a little post-apocalypse blues song about. Lost my Ripper Blade.
Lost my Ripper Blade. I got the blues because my Ripper Blade is gone.
Shouldn't they make it that if you can make a new Ripper Blade out of like a bat and a lawnmower or something?
That'd be interesting.
Like the mechanical lawnmower?
If you have a bat, you can make a Ripper club, which I thought was a Ripper Blade, and then I made it, and I was like, oh, this isn't a Ripper Blade.
No, this is Ripper Club.
And then I like went into the crafting, and I was like, oh, it's the stool leg.
No, this is Ripper Club XL. Common misconception.
Why can't I find any stool legs where freaking Diamond Lake or Wizard Island is?
You don't find any stool legs?
Damn stool legs.
Are they? I was gonna say, oh yeah, you find them in those big garbage heaps, and I was like, no, hold on, that's Dying Light. You always find stool legs in those.
Yeah, that's Dying Light. Which is much more terrifying
Stool
because
legs
of how
are-
first person it is.
I gotta say, wrenches and stool legs are the few like low level weapons that make sense as low level weapons, because wrenches, they're solid, but have extremely short reach. I mean, they only extend like an inch and a half away
Yeah,
from
it's
your
like,
hand. And stool legs, if you ever picked up a stool leg, they're not made of terribly dense wood, and they're already kind of splintered at the end, so you can't get that much force out of them. Whereas, like, it kind of drives me nuts when it's like, oh, here's a baseball bat. Oh, how sturdy is it? Not very, and it doesn't do good damage. And I'm like, how does it not do good damage?
Yeah.
What do I have to nail to this thing to make it more powerful?
Spikes.
Yeah, you think that that's why, like, you think the ultimate, like, one of the best, like, anti-zombie weapons would just be, like, a sturdy, like, aluminum or titanium bat. Something durable. That,
Good thing.
yeah.
I think Dying Light is probably the most terrifying zombie game I've ever played, simply because it's in first person.
Yeah, it's in
which
first
just
person.
makes it more terrifying.
It's in first person, and another important part is that your field of vision is pretty limited. If
There's
you had,
also the whole thing with night. You know, I'm not
There's also
afraid
the
to
whole
go out
thing
at night in Days Gone. In fact, it was something I never even thought about until someone was like, oh yeah, zombies are meaner at night.
yeah,
And I was like, oh, I guess there
Yeah,
are
but
more of them.
I gotta say though, compared to
Well,
like
like-
Dying Light, though, Dying Light, the zombies will not only is there the volatiles and the virals and stuff, but also you have the the night
The
runners.
nighttime zombies, whatever
Yeah,
they're called.
which are basically just the walkers, except at night they're kind of like Tolkien orcs, where in daytime they're left slow and lethargic, and during the night they get back to normal strength.
Yeah, they're creepy. I never went out at night in that game, except for that one mission where I was required to, and I was
Or
like,
when
oh,
we were-
fuck, I don't want to
Or
do
that time we were bullying volatiles.
Oh yeah!
Oh,
We had Taylor with playing co-op, and we were messing around with the volatile. We were like,
volatiles.
yeah, that was fun. It was like
Dude,
night.
if you had a team of 4 people, then you could just alternate on the UV light and never get hit.
Ah, dude, you
Like, if your
totally
team
could.
was, like,
Aw,
synchronized.
man. We gotta get like a Naruto team together, like a 4-man squad.
Which makes me think, why not just, man, if you could get more UV, if you could get more UV bulbs, you'd just be unstoppable.
Right?
Just ultimate weapon, and you just run out at nighttime and you're covered in fluorescent bulbs that have, like, cages around them so they don't get broken. I'm the UV man.
I'm the only one that's allowed to have UV bulbs.
Or just, I don't know, just, your weapon is, whatever the spiky stuff they put on the barrels.
You made me think of Riddick, and now I'm just thinking of him coming
Don't
up.
be ridiculous.
Now I'm just, dude, you told me that joke in high school.
And it's still fresh.
But now I'm just thinking of Riddick popping up like, I'm the night vision man.
Only I'm allowed
Only
to
I'm
have
allowed to
night
have the night vision.
It's kind of true, though.
Yeah.
Only he was allowed to have night vision.
Yeah, he had some weird surgery done to him.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you would think that they'd have advanced enough technology that they'd have, like, mechanical eyes that you could just turn on and off.
Oh, yeah, look with your mechanical eyes.
She wrenched.
Wrenched.
I need to yawn, but I can't yawn. And it's, like, messing up my speech.
He jaw too strong.
She wrenched it out
wrenched?
of... Why is that so hard to say?
She wrenched
She
it.
wrenched it out of his hands. She did. Gave him a few bruises too. So that's why she had the photo. She's an old fool. Of course, all the reporter would need is the negatives. He could have made a copy,
But
he
he
didn't.
did.
But he didn't. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. The only copy of that photo is the one you hold. Give it to me. No.
What? This is valuable evidence.
Boys?
Ah, it's the boys.
Mafia!
Of course, the boys. Where were these guys hiding?
Yeah.
Behind the desk or something?
I'm trying to think of like a literal, like, Tobuscus song for this incident. It's just like, lights get fade out, fade back on, and Mafia teleports in.
Where were they hiding? Probably the rafters. Are they all ninjas? They wear sunglasses indoors.
Mafia!
They've got color-coordinated ties, except for Larry, he doesn't wear a tie.
This stream brought to you by the Mafia.
Okay, well...
Not really.
Why didn't we see Du Bois coming? You never see Du Bois coming.
I want to see that show.
Du Bois?
Yeah.
Oh, The Boys.
Du Bois.
I was saying like, Du Bois, like Orc War Boys.
I think I'm probably gonna get around to like reading the comic at some point because I've been like branching out more.
We should both watch it and then we can talk about it.
Yeah,
because I don't know anything about it. I have that. Man, I got this level of ADHD where it's like, I got this like this thing that connects to my brother's, like, he's got this like giant hard drive thing where he just keeps all his movies, and I got a thing and I just connect to that and watch movies and stuff.
Look like his head is all broken. It looks like he snapped his neck or something. His head is just kind of stuck in place like that.
He's got a tilted head.
Like, boss, can I go to the hospital, please? I think it needs an operation.
Stop. I want to figure out what happens. Oh, I was gonna say that. Basically, I'll just like log into that and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch this show. And I start it up and I'm like, hold on, I need some water. It goes get some water. I should play some GTA Online. Like, just... Yeah. Yeah. So.
Your response to this is just, who are they? Man, if a bunch of, like, people teleported in the darkness of cover suddenly, my response wouldn't be, my response would be, holy crap, what's happening?
Just the DBZ sound, just... Or, I can't do it.
It's a transmission?
Yeah. Yeah, the transmission.
Just instant transmission their way into here.
Fix your car with an instant transmission.
Who are they? Professionals. They're good at erasing various things.
Ah, the writing team.
Ah. What do you think? What would you like to be erased? What? Man, I knew I was gonna get whacked. You shouldn't have gone into the Trail of Phoenix. You should have just like... You should have just gone back to where old man was.
To be fair, I don't know where these guys were hiding.
Yeah, you should have just backed away, gone to the Monkey Head, got on the phone with like Gumshoe, be like, Gumshoe, there's a mafia stuff about to happen.
This reminds me of a D&D moment. There was, I saw this video and they're talking about, it's like, here's the thing, and it holds up an important piece of paper, and it's like, this is a key contract that proves that your soul is bound to this thing. And then they're like, oh, really? Let me see that and make sure it's real. And is this the only copy? Like, immediately, like, what if we got rid? And they're like, oh, no, we have copies at home. And it's like, they're not that foolish. That's the thing, though. You don't show the only piece of evidence when you gotta always make a copy of your evidence before you show it to the bad guy.
Yeah.
Come on.
To be fair, I don't think they expected to get jumped by the Mafia, but also to be fair, I think they really should have when they were aware of the fact that she was in the Mafia.
If you want to be extra secure, you set up some kind of like...
Because like it was well established earlier.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. If you want to be extra safe, you set up like a digital deadman switch, so if you don't press a button every several hours or whatever, it'll just send data to a bunch of things anyway, so it'll still get out. That's what I've seen in like TV shows and stuff. That's what all the digital dudes do.
I like her smoking animation.
Yeah, I guess if her smoking animation was like incomplete, it would be really noticeable because it's kind of her idle animation.
Yeah. She's like puff puff.
It's just all the guys in the back start coughing.
Like,
please.
Lady, she's like blowing it directly.
I want to know what happens.
She's like blowing it directly into the guy on the right's face. He's like, lady, why? The trial ends tomorrow. How unfortunate. It's a shame you'll have to miss it. I don't want to miss it. Tell me why!
I don't have the lyrics.
Me neither, honestly. I was hoping you did.
I just passed a street of 12 bricks. Look at that. Shout out to anyone who gets that that's obscure meme reference.
I do not.
I just found 12.
It sounded funny.
Whoa! 12 bricks. 12 bricks. standing on the side of the road. 12 bricks. Gonna make it flow. Gotta make it count.
Send me that.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll look it up.
Yeah.
It was one of those like it's one of those like videos that's in like a list of like 600 tiny meme videos.
Right.
But I just remember that pretty vividly, like especially both the sound effect and the color shift when he sees bricks and then he backs up and he goes, "Whoa!" and it like shifts the color and the audio.
Whoa!
12 bricks.
Why do you why do you want this photograph so badly? This is Mr. Hammer's dirt. No. Why should D. Vasquez care about it at all? I'm sure you'll have plenty of time to think about that where you are going. So long, friends.
Just cuts to Michael and Franklin pushing the car into the ocean.
Oh yeah. Wait, Trevor was there too, wasn't he? They were all pushing the car.
Yes. You know what drives me nuts though?
Oh man, wait, just real quick. That end dialogue where he's like, "I'm going home," and they're like talking about being in the 40s, and Michael's like, "Be very afraid." Just like that nice little bit of bantery dialogue at the end. It was great.
All right, I got a copy. Sending it to you.
And Trevor's like, "Jesus Christ, your therapist is a terrible person." Anyway, what were you gonna say?
Man, there's
Dr.
gotta be more than one therapist in all of San Andreas, Los Santos. There's gotta be. I don't care if I have to go to Blaine County to find them. Just
what were you gonna say?
I don't know. Don't trust the therapist that drives a car that's even nicer than yours. It's just too expensive.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Oh no, we dead.
Boys,
unless Gumshoe jumps in here and does a backflip.
Does a Robin backflip?
I don't know, something.
You gotta do the
Maybe the kid shows up and hits him with his bowcan.
Cody Atkins to the rescue.
He actually took a lot of class levels.
He's like actually some super martial arts dude.
Yeah,
He's like, I've been taking karate for like 5 years now.
Specializations where it's like, oh yeah, I can do like 6d6 damage with the bowken specifically.
You're like,
no. Are we dead now?
Yes!
I was right.
Oh, hell yeah! Oh, we gotta be quiet.
Sorry, I had to move the mic back a little. I hope I wasn't blasting you in.
Oh,
hold it right there. I heard everything, pal. D. Vasquez, you're coming down to the precinct with me now.
Oh, not bad. Very well. It appears this contest will be decided tomorrow then, and what? I'll be looking forward to it. Aw, hell yeah, Gumshoe to the
I thought
rescue.
he'd get another like Sprite where he had like a little revolver or something.
Alright. Oh, my dude.
He detected something.
He did.
He's come so far. He's now got one level in detective.
Oh. Hell
hey,
yeah.
you okay, pal? Sorry I was a little late with my entrance. I don't get many chances to practice that sort of thing. Detective Gumshoe. Thank you. This is my serious one. I'm really scared. Huh? Don't mention it, pal. Just doing my job. Detective Gumshoe? Sorry, it's just wanted to say that line ever since I became a detective. just never got the chance.
Oh, Gumshoe.
Okay, I got one more job to do today. I'm sure we'll run into each other again soon.
Oh, Gumshoe, you and me, friends for life, bro. Whatever I said about you before, like...
Hold on, I need to delete some email drafts real quick.
I take it all back.
Just there was this roast I saw on Twitter where someone's like, "Your mother should have left you in the drafts."
Like email drafts?
No, as in like when you type, yeah, like an email or in a tweet, when you type something up, you can go back and save it as a draft, or it doesn't actually tweet.
Yeah.
So it's like your mom should have left you in the drafts.
Wow. Really cracked yourself up with that one, huh?
Just. Well, next. Looks like we're getting close to the bottom of this.
And who's at the bottom? D. Vasquez!
We'll get to the big ol' onion booty of this matter.
Oh, hell yeah. And I think that is a great place to leave. It's a little early, but
it's a short episode, but
short
yeah, I think it's
episode,
best that we stop here and pick it up on the
so
the next sesh.
Oh man, freaking Gumshoe, dude. Ah, hero of the day. Anyway, dude, get off your phone. We're doing a show. We gotta do the outro.
It's me mum.
Oh, well then, yeah.
I'm telling her I'll be home after this.
Okay.
So, thank you so much for joining us. I've been Taylor.
I've been Lujic.
So take care.
Stay awesome.
Have a beautiful day.
And we'll see you next time.